Good morning everyone. Welcome to your English class. This is your English subject teacher Miss Tabassum. The poem that we are going to discuss today is Friends and Flatterers by William Shakespeare. Before getting into the video for the explanation of the poem, let's discuss some facts about William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is considered the greatest playwright of all times. The plays he wrote more than 400 years ago dominate the world's theatre even today. Equally impressive is the collection of 154 sonnets he wrote. He used a particular form of sonnet which has come to be known as the Shakespearean sonnet. His sonnets express everything from pain and death to desire, wisdom and happiness. In his poems and plays, Shakespeare invented thousands of words, often combining or altering Latin, French and English. In this poem, Friends and Flatterers, Shakespeare tells us that our true friends are not those who praise us in our good times, but those who help us in times of need or grief. Let's begin with the explanation of our poem. The first stanza of the poem is, "Everyone that flatters thee is no friend in misery. Words are easy like the wind. Faithful friends are hard to find." In this first stanza of the poem, the poet tells us that everyone who showers false praises on you will not necessarily stand by you when you are in a difficult situation. He says that it is easy to impress someone with flattering words of false praises, but it is not easy to find a real friend. The poet says that words are like wind which is aimless and has no commitment. Flatterers use them quickly and easily. They give us hollow advice, but they are not honest. Moving on to our next stanza, stanza number 2. "Everyone will be thy friend, while thou hast wherewith to spend. But if store of crowns be scant, no man shall supply thy want." In the second stanza, the poet says that these fair weather friends will be with you as long as you have money to spend on them, and as long as you can keep them entertained. But if by any chance your wealth is gone and you yourself are in need of help, none of these opportunistic friends will help you. Now let's move on to stanza number 3. If that one be prodigal, bountiful they will him call, and with such like flattering pity, but he were a king. In the third stanza, the poet says that when a person spends a lot of his money on these opportunistic friends, they call him generous and express their sorrows that he is not a king. They repeatedly say that such qualities could only be found in kings. Stanza number 4. "But if fortune once do frown, then farewell his great renown, that they that found on him before use his company no more." In the stanza number 4, the poet tells us that whenever the person suffers from some kind of misfortune, his false friends are sure to abandon him. These friends who used to flatter him before ill luck or misfortune befalls him. Befalls him means leave him alone. He will be left alone by them. Stanza number 5. "But if fortune he that is thy friend indeed, he will help thee in thy need. If thou sorrow, he will weep, if thou wake, he cannot sleep. Look, students, in stanza number 5, the poet has described the qualities of a good friend, of a true friend. In these lines, he says that in these unfortunate times, the person who stands by you is your true friend. A true friend is one who cannot see his friend going through distress. He shares his friend's worries and suffers as his own. He will cry with you if you are sad. He will not be able to sleep when your worries keep you awake. Moving on to the last stanza. Thus, of every grief in heart, he with thee doth bear a part. These are certain signs to know faithful friend from flattering foe. In this stanza, the poet says that thus a true friend will be ready to share all your griefs and sorrows and be a part of both your happy times and troubles. He would be supportive and compassionate. These are some indicators which segregate a thoughtful, true friend, loyal friend from a person who flatters you for his selfish needs, such a person is not a friend but an enemy. That's all for today, dear students. I hope you find this video useful, and thank you and have a good day.